And we are looking at some of the pieces from Tropical Heat. I am going to make a necklace. I've, I've got the big portions decided on, but not the smaller pieces. So I'll show you what I mean when we turn down and we get started. But I started this design some time ago, and I never have finished designing. I've just decided how I want the main components, the bigger things like this beautiful pendant. And I've got both of these little guys as well, and this little yellow wrapped one, and two of the flowers. So we're gonna see if we can't work something up here. And I also have this beautiful magnetic clasp that I did order from the sister site. Oops, don't lose half of it, Rose. That would be very, very bad. So it's a very pretty little one. I actually half expected it to be bigger when I ordered it, but this was the size when it came, and it is a very pretty little thing. Hey, Anita. So we'll turn down in a moment, and I'll show you what I plan on doing here. Need to get some jumps. Hi, Jenny. We'll need some jump rings. But I think this is going to be a really pretty necklace if it turns out half as good as I hope it's going to. So we'll wait a few more moments, see if anybody else comes on, and if not, then we will switch down and start working on it. Well, I'm not seeing anybody showing up, so we can always turn down, and we will get started. Hopefully some more people might show up in a little bit. But anyway, here we go. We're going to turn. There we go. So here is my pile of beads that I've pulled out. And like I say, I'm going to use this big pendant. We're going to use it on this side because I love this patterning. But I've got this dragon that I painted in gold and red, and I thought, oh, you know what? That will look really cool hanging down from our pendant. Now, I could just do this solely by itself, and I've considered it, or I can put it on some chain and put a couple of these flowers on some other pieces of chain and hang them all down. And I think that's what I plan on doing. Like so. So we can get this ready, or we can just wait on it. The other thing that I plan on doing, let's slide this aside for right now, is I have this really pretty magnetic closure. Bing, see. Go into place. There we go. I'm going to put that on one side as a front closure. And then I'm going to put one of these up a little higher. This one will come down here. This is going to be slightly asymmetrical. And this little guy here is going to go up here. So these are going to be mirroring each other like this. I've got 3 of these rings. I was thinking I'd put one down at the bottom, and this could hang onto it instead of a bail. And then we'd hang our sides on either side. And then one of these will go in either side. Now the question is, do I want to put them down in here and then we wouldn't have very much of a beaded length here. It wouldn't, I'd probably want at least 2 or 3 inches though between each. And if we do that, I may want to get a couple more of these of the gold rings out to put up higher, so that it's a little more, and we have plenty of those gold rings. So let's go ahead and we will put a couple more out here. Not that many. Ding. And these will go up here higher. And then I just have to decide what beads I want to put on our various strands, because of course we're going to be going from here to here, here to here. And I did bring out some Spinel Color Soft Lex Medium to do that. And since we're going to do these separately, I'm going to put this one, the dragon and the two flowers and this big pendant away for a while over to the side, because we're going to decide on our string from here to here and so on. And we can put the chain over here also, because this, well, no, it can sit here. It's not in my way. But what we need to do is we need to make a little bead strand between each one. Now, if I make like a 2-inch bead strand between each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be, I'm thinking I want probably more like 3 inches, because I want it to be a little longer, but we'll see. You go up there. Though if we put 3 inches, it would be, and this is in here, it'd be 3, 6, 9, 12. That would be 24 at the least, because of the back piece. And I don't want it that long. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Yeah, 2 inches between each one, I think. So we just got to figure out a little bit of a bead strand between each one here. And I did get a couple of these big ones out, and I've got them right here in front of me if I want to continue on that way. But like I say, we only want a couple inches. We don't need a lot. Put one of these caps on either one of these. I've got these little guys too, these flat gold ones, and I'm debating if I want to put those right here. Oops, not there. Here. Let's measure that out. String that and measure it and see how long it ends up being like that. Thanks. Glad you like my dragon. So anyway, hi Rory. We also have to remember that when we hook these to the little gold links, that we're going to have a little space taken up with our crimps and such as it goes over this. I think this is a nice little, and it is 2 inches. So I think I'm just going to make this pattern, and I'll probably need to get a few more beads out, but I do like this pattern here. And we'll just hook it to here on one side and the ring on the other side. Now this ring is of course going to end up turning like this as we do the pendant down on it. But we can get this one side attached. Like I said, I do like this pattern. And I'll probably keep this pattern going all the way until we get up into the back, and then I'll probably use smaller beads. So I could change it up some and put a few carnelians in other spots, and some of these yellow triangular. So let's crimp this baby onto this guy. Pull it up tighter, but we do want to leave a little space so it can move around. Then we're going to crimp this baby right here. Slide these up. Bing. So there's the one side hooked on, and then we'll hook it to the ring. And I can, like I say, complete the whole thing with this pattern, or I can bring in some other beads to change the pattern up some. We'll see what I decide to do. So I'm going to cut this baby. See right here. And we'll clip this to the ring. Or not clip it. We're going to, what I do with my, oh, the whole pile is right here. Come on, baby, go through there. Okay, since this ring is a lot fatter, I'm only going to pull it up just a little bit more so it still has some movement here. And we will crimp this onto here. And trim this extra. So here is this first little section. Down here, it's going to hang here like this. I could put this guy on right now, do the same strand because we'll want to be sort of symmetrical. We don't have to be symmetrical, but start of it. So let's get this other side strung. One of these guys. I wasn't one of you, so you guys will go in the next strand, okay? So there's our second little strand, which will go this way and hook up to our magnet clasp. So over and around. Oh, guess I need a cramp tube, don't I? Okay, that's about right there. Okay. Slide this stuff down. Get this. Get a crimp tube. And now it's going to crimp to the clasp. Come on, baby, pull down there. Okay. Cut this thread, this extra wire right here. Okay, so now this is this one side, and it's going to end up turning when the weight from the other comes on, like so. And we're going to, now we have to decide on our next row, which I think I'm going to want to make different because I've got these English cuts, so we want to use some of those. And not sure what I want to do next here. Hey, PK. So anyway, like I say, we've got this going. Now this is going to be a little shorter on this side because we have this is shorter than this, but since this is, well, it's still a little longer, but that's all right. We'll just fix it somewhere else. This is up to the next gold ring. And we have to decide what we want for a pattern in here. But I'm thinking we'll add some of the carnelian. I was thinking it might be too orange, but it matches the stone really nicely. So we'll open some of these carnelian up. And we may do, instead of a big focal in the middle, a smaller one in here with, do I have a lot of these? Quite a bit, not an atrocious lot, but a bit. Because I want to make up a second pattern, and then the third one will go back to this first pattern here. So Rory, what's wrong? Though I don't know, maybe we will put the big one in the middle still, because the big one is really brings your eye to it. And then we'll put the instead of the flats and the others, we'll put these carnelians. Maybe we'll do it this way with the carnelian and then this one like this. I was going to say that carnelian looks really big, but it wasn't a carnelian. So I think that will probably, it probably won't be 2 inches like this one is, but it's going to be close enough that I think we can work with it. So let's string this up and find out actually how long it is going to be. So now see, that's almost a full bead different, but that's all right. I think we'll still go with that for the upper length. So we're gonna push this up a ways and put our bead stopper on and cut this one. Now, considering that this one is shorter here, if we wanted to right now, we could add something more in this next strand just to bring the sizing up better. But we'll see. Or like I say, I can do it around the back of the neck when we do, when I put some more, length in there. Because, well, we are going to be, you go, baby. Get that on here. Come on, baby, let go of my. Trim this extra. looks pretty good. Okay, there's that side, that far. Oops, my clasp is turned here. So now we need to go over here and do this other side. If we feel that we want to put some extra length into this one because of our clasp, and it is quite a bit, I could actually just double up our carnelians if I wanted to do that. Or put one at the bottom as well. But then I think we'd end up being too much, because by the time we get the carnelian in and then a space and then the other carnelian so that it's entirely the same, we'd probably have a little bit too long. We can try it and find out, though. I don't want to use one of these spacers, though, if I add that extra bit. So I think I will get a couple of tiny daisy spacers, and we will put it on right now, and we'll see how off it is. If it's too long then when we do it this way, or if it's not long enough still. I doubt if it is going to be the case of not long enough, because we only need about a half inch maybe. Okay, let's see what the difference is now. Now, see, it will end up being probably a little longer because of the crimps, though it might be close. Let's give her a try. Well, let's put it on and see what it looks like. Once it's on, oh, I didn't want to take that off. I didn't need to. Once it's on the clasp, we can more easily see what the difference in length is. So let's just put her on here. Come here, you. clasps it properly. Okay. See, it's still going to be a little bit off, but barely any, because once we get this over the ring, it's going to take up some of the space right here, because we need that little bit, but it's barely going to be off. So oh, did I freeze up for a minute? I'm sorry. My large focal is gray and orangey on this side, but if you turn it over, it's pretty orange on the other side. I'm going to use the gray side because I think it's cool looking. So we're going to cut this right here, and we're going to put this on the other gold ring on the other side here. So I am going to leave these carnelians in, because even though it's now going to go off a teeny bit the other direction, it's not nearly going to be as bad as it was if I would have left it alone and not put anything on there. Oh, did I knock that wire inside? I want this tail to go through this. I don't know what these spacers are called, but they look like bolts. Nuts to me, when a nut and a bolt. It's pretty cool looking, actually. So, come on down. We're about there. How much of a gap did I leave up here? A little bit less. Okay. That looks pretty good, so we'll tighten that up. Come on, let me get the hold of the wire so I can cut it. I don't want to get too close to the other wire and accidentally cut it too. There we go. All right, now let's see how, oh, that's just the one I cut. It's hanging on to that magnet's strong enough that it was holding the wire that I cut off. See, it's still, now it's a little bit too long the other direction, but it's not bad. So now we're going to go back up to this pattern, which means I need a couple of more of these out and probably a few more of the, actually I think I'll get 4 or 5 of these out because we're going to need at least 4 out. 4 or 5, I'm not going to get 5. Now we're going to go up to this on this side and this one on this side. Now, because this little yellow one now is smaller than the red one, and we're going to go to the one that's shorter, I will probably add a little bit of something extra to make that one just a teeny bit shorter. But I may wait to do it till we get up that direction further. So let's get our wire back out. Don't have much left, but that's all right. I've got another big, huge spool right here. And we are going to do this pattern. But I'm going to do a little something extra. And we're going to put on one of these little daisy spacers before we go on. We don't need a lot of space, just a teeny bit. So one of those daisy spacers on either end may be all we are going to need. Not you guys. I want these guys. So we're at that particular bead. And I'm going to also put a little daisy spacer right here for our bead cap. And we may end up taking out the daisy spacer on either end if we don't need it. Because this does add a little bit of space right here with the two by the bead caps. And I like that look with it by the bead caps. Oh, not you. You. Now I think I am going to take this one out. We'll leave these two in and and see if that is going to make that much difference. Nope, that's not the right one. It's down here. How much do I need? Very little, right? I think that should be enough. So we will put this jump ring, bing, come here, baby, and put it on this side. This isn't a jump ring, it's a crimp tube. Slide on there. So then we will crimp this. Slide these babies down and over. And down we go. So that's the one side. And we'll trim this off then. I need to get some more crimps. It looks like I'm out. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I had to tighten the wires on my yellow one. I'm going to take off this Stacy spacer because I don't have one on the other side. And I had to returned. There we go. Tighten the wires or trim the wires down some and tuck them in better because they weren't tucked very well. In fact, it still doesn't appear to be tucked real well right here. So let's see if I can. That's better. Tuck it in some. So now we're going to hook this onto this side, but I do need, like I said, some more crimp tubes out. Hi, Rebecca. Okay, I'm obviously missed a lot here, so let's see what we got going on here that I missed. Dogs under the table. Finn comes under and rubs on my feet under my table every once in a while, but it's usually just Sammy and Rory talking. Oh no, Jenny, did yours shut down? Yes, this is the Tropic Heat package from Bargsin Bead Box. It's their latest one that we just got. Does the kit include patterns and ideas or just beads? It's just the kit. It does not, it's just the beads. It does not include any patterns or anything like that. Which is fine by me because I always have preferred to design my own things anyway. Even if they gave me a pattern, I probably wouldn't use it. But yeah, these kits from Bargsin Bead Box only are the beads. Well, I shouldn't say just beads because we get spacers and chain and all kinds of other goodies that come with it as well. But that is the main thing is the beads. Now I'm going to see if I can do something because this feels, it may just be the way it's sitting in here. This bead feels to me like, come on, switch around. There we go. This has got a herringbone pattern on it, but it was feeling to me like the back was more flat than rounded, so I just moved it. And I don't really think it was that different, I guess. So on we go. And this is our one we want to get tight because it's our second one. Okay, now I'll cut this extra wire off here. And there is this side. And we got to put this baby on this side. And then I'm going to measure it and see how much more length I want. Oh, I do have this other ring here if we decide to put upper rings in, which I was intending to do, but we need to see how long it is because we may end up not doing that because because it's is that going to be long enough? Just barely. I'll have to be careful with the one end of it. So we need to, it's this guy. Now this one I'm not going to put the daisy spacer in because remember this one was a little bit longer than that one. We're trying to let that length be more caught up with it. Now these are crackle agates, and in case you didn't know, another name for a crackle agate is dragon's vein. So we have a dragon to go with our dragon's veins. So now we're going to put this guy onto here, and then we're going to measure it and see how much more we need and decide if we're going to go around the back now or if we're going to go up to our gold links and then go around the back. I do have another set of gold links, so if we do decide to go around the gold links and then go back, that works fine. So now this wire is a little shorter than I like to use, so we're just gonna get this on here. And crimp this right now. Oh, come on, let me turn. Okay. Now, go with the next one, and we're going to put it on our piece here. Now, when you get it tight like this, your crimp tube itself is acting like a little bit of a lock, and it won't want to come down. So I'm trying to get it to come down more so that we get that gap out. And if it behaves like this too much, one thing I tend to do is, first of all, we're going to just pull this down some, go through, Now I'm going to grab it with my pliers, because my fingers don't always work that well when we're that close. So there we go. Now it's a little bit too tight up here, but that's all right. We'll work her down. See, there we go. We got it right there. Now we want to move the crimp tube up a little bit so that the crimping pliers have enough room to get in there. Squish. Oh, come on, you. Boy, Rory's been talking today. He hasn't been talking on our shows for a little while now. Here we go. Trim this off, and I think I may have got that a little looser than I actually wanted it, but it is what it is. So now we have, this is our middle. Here's our, and we're a little bit off again, as you can see. That's all right. We will do the double daisies. Well, or may not be off that much. Let's see if I can tighten it up some. No, we're not off that much. We're pretty much there. No, I don't have a referral code. I never have tried it to have one. So I've never asked them for one. So I don't. But anyway, so here we go. Let's see how long we are right now. Now I'm going to measure it from right here at the beginning of this ring, not from the bottom of it, because that is not actually going to be giving us any space. So we're almost at 10 inches right now. So I don't think we want to put another ring on unless 10, so 20. The only one, I might put one more on instead of two, and that would be right in the very back, and we'll do this pattern here, this one, the regular one, and put this in the back, and we'll do both ones to it. So I'm gonna get the beads to do this pattern. I'm not going to add the extra carnelians because we're fine. We're going to do two, hook onto this ring, and then the body of the necklace will be done. So we need one more of these because we're going to need four, one for either side. We need 4 carnelians. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to need 2 more of these. And you know, I liked the look of the daisy spacer in here, right here. So when we do this one up, I think I'll put that daisy spacer in those back there. We're going to use up most of our little bolts. So we've got the carnelian, we've got the, oh, and we already have these out, so that's great. So that's what we need. So since I used the last of the other spool, we're going to get a big spool of spinel out, and we'll work off of it. Now, we're at 55 minutes, so I think we're actually going to go over our time just a little bit. Oh, cool. That's great. I'm sure you can, Jenny. You just have to for me, a lot of times I'll take and design into my design book, but not all the time. And Rose, you usually do these up first. Where's my... All right, where'd I put my... bead stopper? There it is. So we've got the little... Then this. Then the carnelian. I decided to put these on because I like them. Daisy spacer. Big guy. So there's our strand. Like I said, I've added these, which have changed the look a little bit from what it was down there, but that's all right. I can live with that. And now we'll hook it onto this side. Crimp it. That hurt. That was my knuckle just popped. Slide them up. Now we got to hook this side to this gold ring. So there's this side done. Now we just have to get the beads in and put this side on here, and that side's done. And then we just have to put our focal down here. This is true, Rebecca. I've had things that I didn't like at all when I made them, and I took them to my craft shows, put them on the sell table, and they're the first ones to sell. And it's like, okay. But well, I have when I've been recording, but I've never had it happen when I've been live. So hopefully we'll get most of you back. So this is going to be on here. We are at our hour, but that doesn't mean they should shut us off. I think probably our internet flutzed. Okay. Now we need to get hold of this and pull it up. Come on, baby. This last little bit. There we go. Get this out open just a little bit so I can crimp it. So we'll get this crimped right here. And then our necklace portion of this is finished. We just have to put our focal on. There we go. Cut the excess wire off here. I don't know what happened there. I just looked up and all of a sudden my camera was black. I'm like, what the heck did you just do? So anyway, there we go. And let's measure it and see how big it is before we go and put the focal on. It's going to be so since this is part of the length, I'm going to turn it and measure that one, but not this one. So we're in about 24 inches. So it's sort of long, but I think it'll be all right. So now we're going to go down here. We didn't need that. And we're going to cut a few little pieces of chain. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Rebecca. Sorry about that. That was weird. Though I hadn't noticed that my internet was messing up, but it might have been. Who knows? So what we need to do is cut a few pieces of chain. And we're going to hook it right here. And I actually think I'm going to need one of my big jump rings for this rather than the smaller ones, which is what I have out here because this is a relatively, it's going to hook right like so. And even though this is one of my medium ones, I don't think it's going to work because I think it's going to be too small to go over this bar. This is a thick bar, but we can give it a try. If it's too thick for have the jump ring go over it and onto the focal, we'll get a bigger jump ring, which I think we may have to do. Well, let's see. Yeah, see how it's spread my, well, you may not be able to see it. We'll see if I can get it to go down. Yes. Oh, there we go. Maybe she'll be all right. Looks all right. Okay. So that's going to sit like that. Then we're going to cut 3 little lengths of chain. And I've got my tiny jump rings here for this. And we're going to hook it onto here. And then hook our flowers on. So I'm only going to just get just a few links for the flowers. I don't want them too far down. That one only has like 4, I think. Go a little further down for the other one. And then a little further yet for the dragon. So I didn't measure those at all. I just cut them. If I decide they're too long, we can always cut some off. So First one is going to be one of the flowers. And then we will get the dragon on. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to see if I can do that. Thanks, Dee Dee. So anyway, like I say, we're going to open up these, hook our flowers to our chains. Well, we won't open them if we drop them, will we? Now I'm using the tiny jump rings because I'm using a chain with very small links, and I don't want them to be really obviously different. So we're going to do like this. See, this is the next size. And then lastly, of course, is our dragon. Now, the dragon might be too far down. We'll find out here. I think the flowers are okay to each other. Let's see where this would hang in respect to the flowers. Yeah, a little further down than I want. I want them right close to each other like this. So I'm going to cut a few links off of this. And I'm going to set them aside because you never can tell when you need one or two links of chain. So now we've got to put them all together onto here. And instead of using the Tinky Tots, I'm going to use a medium one. And I'm going to put them all on the same ring. Now you could put them individually, but you got to remember you only have so much room in your bottom link down here. So just gonna one. Actually, I'm going to put the dragon on second. And then the other flower. And then we'll hook them all on here. And we'll see how they are hanging because they may want to hang to the opposite direction than I want them. Actually, we go this direction. Come on. I guess it doesn't matter. Nope, we do matter because we want this to be the other side. So flip her over. And it looks like they want to keep flipping backwards. So for that reason, you can do one of two things. You can either, maybe not. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, that's what it's going to look like. She's all done. So let's flip up because we're finished and it's almost a quarter after, and we will look at it some more. I'll hold it up, make sure it's hanging right. I'm not sure. It looks fine when it's down here, but when I was hanging it, it wanted to flip over. So we'll see what it does when we flip our camera. So here is our necklace. Let's see, this way. And it's actually big enough you could probably fit it over your head, though they do have the magnetic clasp there in the front, which is right here. And my flowers and such want to go backwards, so I may have to flip something around down here. But here. There she is. But you're backwards. Can't really see them that well anyway, but there we go. So there she is. That's all finished. And I like them. As far as what Dee Dee was saying, pins. Yes, you could put pins on instead of chain. I just wanted them to have more movement. But I'm not sure that I care for the movement they've got, because they want to twist up and go backwards. And boy, they are twisted right now. And I could easily do that. Switch them to a pin and then onto the jump ring. And in some ways that might be better, especially for these twisty flowers. They're beginning to irritate me here. But one thing you do need to watch is sometimes, because of the links that you've got, I didn't count these, if they end up being an even number, they'll go sideways. So thanks, Rebecca. So anyway, it's the flowers are twisting up, which are irritating me. So I could always switch them to, let me see how many links are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's not even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, they're good. They should be fine. They just want to flip. So, but nope, come on, dragon. Go the way I want you to. There we go. So it will look like that, except for that one flower's trying to go backwards. Now I'm using the ones from the box. These flowers actually came in the box. The only thing that I used that wasn't in the box was the clasp, which I did get from the sister site, Bead Box Bargains, the little clasp. And the couple of little daisy spacers I used, and of course the wire and the crimps. And the chain and the dragon. That's it. Everything else is actually from the kit, and I wanted to use stuff from the kit, so that's why I use these particular flowers. I could have just used the flowers without the dragon, but I liked the dragon. The dragon matched in with the colors of the box really nicely, that I had painted this dragon that way. And so that's why I put him in there. And I could, just like I said, switch to just the flowers or just the dragon. But I think I like it the way it is, even with these guys trying to twist around down there. So there he is. And I could switch the flowers onto some wire, so that they'd, come on, flip around the right way, dragon. Down. So that they would, but see, that's the way I wanted it to look right there. Except for dragon wants to go backwards again. So like here. So. I could, but I don't really want it to. It's already long enough. It doesn't need to be any longer than it is. I think that would be too long. So I think we're done. I think I like it the way it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed making this with me. We will see you next week for our live on Tuesday, or if you prefer to just watch my videos, I try to do a video Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, the same time as I do this video. So that has been it for today, and we'll talk to everybody later because it's already 17 after. So Dee Dee, I don't think you'll get this box. I think they're done with this box. You'll get next month's, this is the May box, so you'd probably get June. So, and who knows what that one's going to look like. But we don't know what they would look like till we get them. And this one is really a pretty one. I liked it anyway. So anyway, there we go. She's all done. We'll see y'all later. And I hope everybody had a nice time with us. And we hope it's blues. When was the last time we got blues? I can't remember. Last one before this one was pinks and silvers. We had one with a whole bunch of gemstones. That had blues in it, but it's been a while. So anyway, we'll see you later. Have a nice day, everyone, and I hope you had a nice time. Bye-bye.